Here checking in live, respectmyregion.com, back on another episode of the Respect My Region podcast, brought to you guys today by the RMR Podcast Network and our partners over at Growise CPAs. Big shout out to Growise CPAs for rocking with us. These guys are our partners for accounting and advisories in terms of firms. These guys help cannabis businesses nationwide streamline their finances, stay compliant, and grow with confidence, which is important. Now, the episode, folks, is not about them today. It's about my homie here, Jimmy Yu, Marketing Director, TreeHaus Dispensary in Morris, Illinois. Jimmy, welcome to the show. How are we living today?
Doing excellent, man. Thanks for having me on here, Joey.
Man, it's a pleasure to have you guys. You know, people don't really know this about me because it's always Seattle and Cali, but I grew up in Indiana and Texas, and when I was in Indiana, my brother was born in Chicago when I was young. And so I have Illinois ties. It's in our blood. It's in our familia. And I love pizza and I love going to Chicago. So today, not about Chicago. It's going to be about Morris, Illinois. It's going to be about TreeHaus and you, Jimmy. I appreciate you joining. Now, Jimmy, for you and TreeHaus, where did this alignment, where did this happen in your career? What were you doing? How did you get onto the TreeHaus team? Did you open the dispensary? Were they already open? What is this journey for you? How did you end up as the marketing director at TreeHaus?
Oh man, it's always seems like a word of mouth when it travels. I got connected with a group working with a cultivator here, cultivation brand here in Illinois, and just one thing led to another. They were looking at starting up a dispensary and just kind of tapped into the talents that I had, and they liked what I was able to do for the cultivation brand. And again, being able to bring their vision to life was just an honor, really. And Morris Township is one of their home bases. Again, the ownership group was really supportive of where we wanted to open up, and it just was a natural fit.
Awesome.
But honestly, I had a lot of retail experience outside of cannabis. Again, work with a lot of farmers market, consumer facing storefronts. So it really was a natural kind of transition for me. And it was interesting to see some of the limitations in the regulated industry, you know, a lot of things that you can't do in the cannabis industry. That was a bit of a speed bump, but I mean, we all work through it.
You're fighting the fight with one hand tied behind your back. Yeah.
Sometimes both. And all you got is your team just
No, man, I feel it. And Illinois has been a tough market these last few years, from opening up and having primarily like MSO corporation style companies kind of leading the way at first, and then getting into social equity, getting into these craft licenses. And now we've kind of seen the market start to really open up and start getting momentum towards what people would describe as this flourishing market, right? The doors are starting to open up, and things are starting to really pick up pace from an outsider's consumer perspective. That is, I don't know what it's like there in the business. We'll dive into some of the layers and things here with you guys. But you know, I find it interesting. I don't know where Morris, Illinois is. Can you help the people get an idea of where you guys are based, where you're at, what kind of that geography is, and what your community is like, so that way we can get a better understanding of what y'all are about?
We're definitely not in Chicago, so nowhere near Chicago. But
not a big city. This is not Gotham style.
No, it's definitely rural. I would say it's a little bit more smaller township. It's about southwest out of Chicago. You can still, from O'Hare, get there in about, within an hour and a half type
Oh, wow.
thing.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah. But the biggest thing is I think that kind of changes how people perceive at least what a retail store should operate like. In Chicago, in the big city, you typically have a little bit more flashy storefronts. A lot of stores, like you said, that was MSO owned, relied on, kind of putting a lot of capital in towards having the tech or having the aesthetics first. And that kind of led to, not always, but led to a little bit of a poor customer experience. And it was nice and refreshing for us to go back to how retail should be done, which is, again, focusing on the customer experience and not having to wow the customers, because again, it might not be the most important part for a lot of these consumers coming in Morris. And it's more so having that face-to-face interaction and having a team that essentially is, again, neighborly as possible. And everybody on our team either lives in Morris or within a 15-20 minute drive. So that's been an amazing, again, talking point with a lot of the customers that walk in because,
Yeah, y'all are from there.
yeah, it's just that we're talking about, again, we just had Corn Fest come up, right? And again, it sounds such a
Sounds corny.
it's not a big city thing to have a corn fest, but again, it's so lively. You have local musicians that are out on the streets, and playing music. There's bars, restaurants that are participating. They give away little buttons that are considered an entry, so you can go to these stores, local
Oh,
stores, and pick
cool.
and that just being in that atmosphere and supporting those kind of events, and again, even businesses, right? Like we could actually have a face-to-face interaction with owners of Maria's Pizzeria was one of the businesses we collaborated with recently. And again, it was just a nice experience to be able to go in and be able to talk to one of the owners instead of having to go through layers of conversation to have small collaboration done. And they were super sweet about it. They gave the team pizzas. We did they sponsored a giveaway through our store. So it was it's just a more homey, like cozy experience just being in Morris
I
altogether.
tell you what, man, I grew up in Indiana, as I was saying, Mooresville, Indiana, corn and cows. Let me tell you, and I loved it. It's part of my childhood memory, and I always talk about this when I think about that era of my life, Jimmy. The pizza parties. I always go back to when I was like the box tops, and like when you're in class trying to save your cereal tops, right? And you save them up, or you save the soda can tops, right? The little pop
Exactly.
tops. Whoever got the most got the pizza party. It's pizza stands the test of time. It's a no brainer, and it's football season. And I know the Bears and the other states, the football teams around Illinois. You guys got a lot of football fans around there, and I know those people out there that they're watching the game. They're smoking weed, probably drinking some brews, and
Good
hopefully,
baseball too. So that's kind of one of the
yeah.
things that we just try to focus nail down what our customers would be into, right? Instead of
Yeah,
spending so much.
relatability.
Yeah, relatability. So one of the things that we did was we gave away when we started out was Cubs tickets, and it was right behind the Cubs dugout there. So that was
Oh,
a really
yeah.
sweet thing to do for the community. Again, like it's just those kind of things really I think add in where MSOs stores they got a crap load of a marketing budget, but I think just us knowing that we're not going to be able to compete in the most flashy way possible. I think reaching out to the community first was always been the heart of what we do at TreeHaus.
Community first, creativity right up there, collaboration. Those are the three big C's, man. You really focus on those things. You don't even really have to wow people. You could have an ugly building, and if you're standing out front just trying, people are going to give you a chance. It's the
Of course.
fact.
And it's a cool thing too because we actually the building that we're in now in Morris used to be an adult video store, so it's kind of like too taboo industries
It's a
working
refresh.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all we gotta do is, hey, that's where the adult video store used to be. That's where we're at, and people just kind of know because that's where I think everybody more probably pointed at told their kids don't ever catch you going in there. So I think those kind of things just kind of really worked and with stars aligned for us. And yeah, we've had an amazing time just getting to know a lot of the customers and their, mind you, they the other store in town has a 6 year 6 year head start from us.
Oh
So
wow.
we got a lot to
When did
catch
you
up.
guys open? When did you all open?
We opened over in July, so
Oh
just
cool.
past July there.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Only a couple months.
yeah, only a couple months, but again, we're roaring ahead and got another store coming up about southeast, about 15, 20 miles southeast from where we are as well. So we're really honing down in on the local population. And there's a lot of overlapping interests. And again, that just kind of represents who we are, just being community first. So
Yeah.
uh, again, we can open one up in the city, but it's just not going to be kind of the philosophy of the way that we did the treehouse. We want it to be ultimately just like a place that somebody can come in, know everybody by first name basis, and yeah, they're not going to get sold on the crappiest deal out there. So we're going to be pretty straight up and honest with all of our customers.
I love that. I love that. I mean, there's this balance, as I said earlier, between those three C's, and then another one which sounds like C, but it's T, and that's trust. You got to build trust, right? And I know it's corny. We'll stick with the corn fest corniness. I
Yeah,
know it's corny to kind of say that, but those are things that are just often overlooked, man. It is very much throw money at this problem. Let's wow them. Oh, let's run these ads on weed maps. Let's do deals and BOGOs and race to the bottom
right.
for very consistent holidays and the same things year after year. And people skip out on the creativity and they burn themselves out and they forget about the community and all of that. When you fuck all that up, excuse my language, you lose trust. And you need all those things working together to really be able to grow and do that. And it's exciting for you because it's exciting for you to share this with me, because when I think about your previous work in your career and the things that we talked about offline and what you've been doing, how that really breeds consistency and provides structure to
Yes.
what otherwise might normally be a bunch of stoner marketers getting high and oh, let's do this. This is what we normally do. This is what everyone else is doing. Like, nah, we can stay focused and execute a vision. You know what I'm saying?
And if you even look outside of dispensary models, and your local stores that even sell two things, like two stores that sell the same things, like one oftentimes does a lot better just because of, again, what you said, creativity, but also trust is a big part of it, right? And that's ultimately what we're trying to establish at Treehouse.
I think it's cool that you guys worked with this OG pizza spot, because that kind of collaboration establishes trust. It shows, it takes off. It's two things, two birds, one stone, and then it bleeds into the other things, right? Build trust through collaboration, and then that allows us to be creative and then do marketing and branding and giveaways and all this other stuff that can get to the community and ultimately build more community relationships. And I think that's spectacular, man. Um, all corniness aside, Cornfest sounds like a good time too. I'm trying to come through. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
no, it's serious. And then they have, again, even like they have car shows. Like these are like things that like typically in a big city, pretty expensive to be a part of. But again, just being a small town, we can be down there talking to people.
It's got to be kind of easy to get a block, like a permit, right? With enough time at the end of the day.
Yep.
Versus like Chicago, I can only imagine what the cost would be to shut down a block.
Yeah.
Like that'd be crazy.
Exactly.
I could imagine. But how cool is that you guys are able to be creative in that? I want to proceed forward a little bit and talk a little bit about the Treehouse, the name, the brand. Where did that come from? Why Treehouse? Is the second store also going to be a Treehouse, or is that going to be something else?
Yep. Again, Treehouse just kind of is reminiscent and is nostalgic to some of the places that as kids we could go and drop in, and we might have another friend, couple of friends that are hanging out there, and
Mm,
we just gossip. There's no judgment there. It's
yeah,
just,
there's real meaning behind it.
yeah. So again, we need a place like that for adults, especially in Morris. So it was just came naturally, to be honest. And yeah, it kind of come into again, weed being a synonym for tree as well. It kind of just plays into it.
Yeah,
So no, yeah, it was just one of those things that came to us, and I
simple,
think
clean, real, has meaning. This,
exactly.
this, and that goes back to that whole trust and like really just focusing on what you guys are about and stand for. It could have been a cheesy name. Y'all went with something that means something to you guys. I rock with that. Let's peel back some layers on your brand partners if we can.
Yep.
Uh, I'm a weed smoker. I got some fire over here right now, some OGs, some cookies. I like to smoke candies and some gases and some OGs. I like my sativas too. I just like to smoke things that taste good. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't been to Illinois this year. So I don't know what the fire is. The last time I was there, Redemption was great. You know,
Yeah.
there's a couple other groups out there that I'm thinking of. I'm blanking on the name right now. I don't want to get it wrong because I should know them. But
There's IC Collective.
IC Collective, thank
They
you, the orange one. That's what it
yeah.
was.
Yeah, they came out of that one. And then the cultivation brand that we're backed by is Legacy ultimately. And they've got some great genetics coming out this year.
What are
And
some of the other categories and some of the other brands that really have solid respect in your store and also across Illinois?
surprisingly, a lot of the craft brands have come up, local craft brands. So we have a really great relationship. And again, the products coming out of 1937 Foundation Group there, they've been really
Yeah.
with some what they're doing. There's a lot of other guys that Wake and Vape is a local female-owned vape company that is been really making strides with innovative hardware. Um, and again, even things like old school things like we have the Shelby County group that came out and dropped off the RSOs that's been really popular. They have a lot of more wellness forward. They have the bombs that has been really popular with especially the older crowd. Again, not everybody wants to smoke. That's the thing, and it really requires us to drill down and meet the brands in person. And Illinois has, with the events that's been coming around, Flower Expo was one that just came by. It just gives us a lot of face-to-face exposure with people who might be doing something a little bit out of the box.
Shout out to Flower Expo, bringing community together, letting the industry, connect and move forward. We rock with them in the Michigan one, but I did miss the Illinois one the last two, and I've heard nothing but great things.
Oh yeah, no, they've been nothing but great partners.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? How much business can get done in such a short time when all you guys are in the same room together? Isn't that crazy?
And giving out free weed and make sure everybody in there is part of the industry, bud tenders, managers, buying managers. No, it's just a great time altogether.
It's like you would think that you could do that same thing and just invite a bunch of like custies to the event, like consumers and patients and stuff, but it's not the same. It's like there's an energy and a buzz, like a dull roar of talking and networking and oh man, that's exciting, that's crazy, right? Like it's just that one, it tastes good. Drinking something, right? Like it's so fun to be able to network and do business that way.
Yeah, and you get to skip past the introductions because a lot of times people have heard of you. People have heard of the brands and know the process behind the cannabis, how products come together. So it allows you to get to really the meat and potatoes of the conversation, what matters. So
believe the data, folks, but try it for yourself. You got to do it. Do it for yourself and the team. You got to do it. We got to know. We got to really know these things. I, as a customer, want to trust that when I buy it and I put this in my life, this weed in my life, and I put it in my body, that I can trust your recommendation. And what better than a recommendation where you actually believe and experience what's coming out of your mouth? Like, we appreciate that.
I've said it better myself, man. It's honestly night and day difference. Everybody knows the COAs and analytics can say one thing, but ultimately, if you have a sales rep that's willing to give out, willing to willingly sample out with you, or even sesh with you, that puts trust in, because you can't stand behind a product in a bag. You have to be able to open that up, and being able to show it and experience it is a different thing for sure.
Yeah, but if you're a sales rep and you sell pre-rolls and you hand me the end of that joint, you can get smacked. Like 5 hits, my friend. Come on now.
It better not even be just pre-rolls that we're talking about. We need to see the flowers. So.
Yeah, I know. Well, the pre-rolls, I got a dry hit. I got to pop the tube and see if there's a smell. There's a lot that goes into each of these product categories. And this, you know what, Jimmy? This leads me to my next question is, how do you guys decide who and what goes in the store? I'm sure it's a combination of data, networking, what you guys personally like and recommend. But as you said, some of these SKUs, some of these products, they're not necessarily something that you and I might use on the day-to-day. It could be a topical, could be a tincture. I use tinctures. I got a bunch of them, and I like them, and I use them when I'm supposed to in my smoothies and things like that. But I'm going to smoke 7 joints today. I'm not going to hit the tincture 7 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be crazy. Yeah. So how do you guys decide who and what and where and when in your guys' store? How does that all work?
We get to rely a lot on our teammates, actually. So again, they ultimately, if it's got to be something customers want, right? Mm-hmm. And what's the point? So we have a lot of deep conversations with our teammates, again, who are consumers themselves, who are part of the community. And we really dig down into these when we make these choices first, before, and again, other things come into consideration. Data, like what are we seeing for all those product categories, like topicals has been a big surprise for us. And again, going back to when you look at the demographics and seeing that it's moving well with the seniors, that really makes sense to me, right? So those are definitely the deep considerations that we make. Outside of those, we definitely have to just be able to work with and know that we have some reliable vendors that we work with. And can't be them dropping off, the best quality product. We really go out and buy from other stores as well and just see how does that product stand up, right? Like, and again, that a lot of that data, firsthand experience, comes from our team members. Like,
Does that other store? Do the other stores know that you do that, or is it just like communicated that we're doing it, or is it like, oh, we secret shop?
oh no, 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 it's just everybody's out and about doing their own thing. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
just, you got to be able to. Again, you can't always come to our store. We don't carry everything, right? Especially if we don't carry anything, you got to be able to.
that's
Um,
the beauty of having multiple stores too, right? Like
yeah,
it's not just the competition, but if you think about serving your community, and I know this sounds crazy as a business owner, but I believe in this. You got to have multiple options in order for yours to also look valid. For people to take you more and more serious, there's got to be a competition where someone else is also raising the bar. You know what I mean?
yep, and that's ultimately why, in the same markets, the Pepsi versus Coca-Cola thing ultimately drives
Mm-hmm.
in both, and then people
As
compare.
long as we're thinking about dark colored sodas, right? We're thinking Coke or Pepsi, right? That's just how it is. And then there's only Sprite, and then Starry's throwing money at everybody now, right? So
Yeah,
it's like now Starry's replacing some of that stuff. But I think that's still a Pepsi product. But that we need A and B. And with you guys, I think it's dope that you guys do that level of R&D. You keep an eye on the market. There's always what I describe, and it's always overlooked in cannabis, but that competitor analysis doesn't just include the numbers and this and that. It includes what products they're carrying, their assortment, right? The assortment of what they offer, and how that can differentiate from you guys.
it gives us a little bit more flexibility. Right now, it seems like a lot of the, big corporate owned stores are trying to carry their own stuff, right? It's not a secret. Their margins are dipping.
Not everybody wants to buy Kirkland all the time from Costco. We want to buy actual
Exactly.
brands.
So that gives us, again, that's kind of the advantage. We're able to work with a lot of these craft brands that they can't even get their foot in the door.
Yeah,
And to be honest, as a consumer, you want variety, like you said,
yeah.
like you want that choice to be available for you. Otherwise, you'll never try it.
In
So
like a perfect world, Jimmy, I'm trying to pull up on you guys. $200, $300. Let's just say I got some money. I don't know, not right now. Let's just say in a perfect world, trying to go drop $200-300 and buy about an ounce worth of weed, but I don't want it all one strain. I want this grower one or two here, this grower one or two here, and then I want a little bit of bulk because I'm gonna smoke 7 joints today. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty standard for people in terms of depending on the budget they have, right? I spend between $400 or so a month on my weed. I try to have it be about $100 a week, in terms of my how far my money goes. That's pretty normal for a lot of people. It might be $50, it might be 1/8. Maybe they're buying $25 eights. But the point is that we're looking for the best that we can get, and that usually is this balance between quantity and quality. And you're always going to sacrifice one. You know what I mean? Like the more it leans quality, you're going to start sacrificing on that other side, right? On the price side. Um, for you personally, do you mind if I ask about your consumption? Do you have a preference on what you like, or are you not a consumer
I'm
guy?
I'm a flower guy.
Flower guy? Nice.
Through and through, yeah, through and through. I've got a Puffco. I'll dab,
Yep.
but I think just the experience of opening up the bag, even if before I look at the packaging and seeing like where does it look, tight, packed in there? Does it look like it's got enough space to breathe?
Yeah, yeah,
Open
yeah.
up and I see the buds sitting on the bottom of the bag, or is it like, dense buds? Is it like small larvae ones? And then just getting the whole experience is a 5D experience in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, yeah.
You get so
You
many
can tell
different.
with the beverages in the cans, it's not. It's just it's kind of bland from an experience standpoint.
Yeah,
You want to shake up a can. We know what happens when you shake things up, right? And
I'm a
then,
big coffee guy too, and that's why I'm like,
mm,
when I used to be a barista, I like had different producers, roasters coming out and showing the smell, color, and the color of the espresso that comes out and how it fits. Those kind of things like really matter to me. And then when I jumped into the cannabis world, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of
overlap.
parallels there.
Yeah.
So that is the most enjoyable part. Again, the grind, and then seeing what it finally looks like after it's ground up before you roll it up. That's like
That
just
purpley weed that also has green and orange in it sometimes, or like bluish purple weed. Crazy,
yeah.
right? Some of the colors that we get. I'm a flower guy too, but admittedly, I take edibles every day. My back is hurting and I sleep terribly, right? So I need the gummies or the sleep products for that. And my understanding too, Jimmy, is a few years back, an article came out from a very respected website, not called respectmyregion.com, about how over 70% of people actually use cannabis for sleep, is what's reported, right? That's over 7 point whatever out of 10 people use it for sleep, is what they mention it. One of the things they mention it, right? PTSD, anxiety, creativity, stomach, whatever. 7 out of 10 for sleep. So I have to ask, for those 70% of the people around Morris and around Illinois and in that township, what are your guys' best sleep products?
I would say it's the heavy hitting indicas are usually, again, I'm a flower guy, so I'm gonna recommend the flower
Yeah,
first.
that's okay.
But we got a couple of heavy hitters like the LSD. That's always been my go-to whenever I stop by the store. It's just, again, it not only hits you behind the eyes, that again makes you feel heavy eye, just going to sleep right away makes it a lot easier. But again, once you lie down, your body's whole relaxed. I feel like I'm like frozen in a coffin.
When you smoke indicas, because I'm going to be real with you, I actually stop smoking before bed because I find myself waking up extra dehydrated, and I have kidney problems. So for me, it's like I wake up hurting, and that's never.
Okay.
That's because my gas tank's lower than E. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On a dehydration level. And so that's something that I'm constantly battling with because I smoke and I'm always drinking water and this and that. And so I actually don't smoke late at night.
Okay.
For you, do you ever experience that with indicas as well? Or do you feel like it helps you get to sleep? Do you wake up in the middle of the night? Can you describe your quality of sleep after smoking? Because it is different for everybody. That's why I want to hear your.
It is. For me, I gotta feel like I gotta smoke at least an hour before. Like you said, like I like the burning out part and then going to sleep. But if I'm like just smoking, my mind's like racing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like the first 40 minutes, I'm on another buzz.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what I gotta do tomorrow, what I didn't do today, and maybe I should be going out and cleaning up the fucking shed a little bit. Everything's kind of there, and then again after that 45 minutes to an hour mark, I'm like, okay, it's time to wind down, and I think that's when it's like perfect time for me. But I stopped smoking before bed for a while because I get mad dry eyes. And again, waking up and having like crusty, like can't even blink kind of dry eyes.
Yeah.
But I realized I'm like, man, you gotta get. I didn't check my HVAC system in the house. It wasn't hitting the right humidity, and once I fixed all of that, it seemed like it's all. And again,
so it's this balance of like hydration and water and moisture, just for us to get that optimum sleep too. Something for people to consider. Pay attention to your sleep habits, people, especially because, like I said, over 70% of us are reporting that we're using weed for some instance to impact our sleep. Just an interesting tangent for us to touch on. In terms of, you've shared a lot of info today, Jimmy, about some of your favorite brands. I love hearing about how you guys are a craft focus. And this ties back into the local community, that Corn Fest, some of these other concerts and car shows and things like that. Tomorrow, Jimmy, is Halloween. This is a great holiday. It's fun. It's a cheesy American holiday, right, or whatever it is. But, so, are you guys celebrating? Is the store decorated? What do you guys have going on this weekend for people?
Yeah, I mean, again, you'll see the store's already got a lot of organic elements, so it kind of really adds to it. But we do have some decorations up. We are going to be part of a local Halloween event. It's not on Halloween Day. It's on Saturday, so November 1st. It's called the Gore Fest, and we have two team members that are putting up some art. We'll have a booth there.
Sick.
Up, and again, if you come down, Gore Fest, yeah. And then if you come down, it supports local artists and it supports a lot of local business vendors. It'll be super Halloween themed. Again, it's I think in multiple years running, so everybody's super excited. And on top of that, if you come by, take a picture at our booth, or even though you being at Gore Fest, we'll give you an extra discount, 30% discount at our store.
Woo! Jimmy coming in
have fun, get good deals. Like and again, we got some merch that we're giving away as well. So those are some of the
go.
It'll be a great time. Come dressed up, come say hi to the team, learn about where we are. Like I said, we're at the old adult video store where it used to be in Morris. But yeah, no, we're looking forward to meeting everybody there for sure.
I love it, man. This is fantastic. It's cool to see It's cool to see you smile and be excited about what you guys are doing. I get the sense and can feel the energy that you guys and the team there, y'all love what you're doing or having a good time with it. You know what I'm saying? And like, seems like your guys' community and your collaboration efforts, like they're top notch. And it's, considering you're in a small town, you only are getting so much, and it's dope that you guys are choosing to say yes instead of playing it safe or not, or just being lazy about it. I really like this proactive effort and I appreciate that. And I hope your community shows up and appreciates it too, because we're trying. You know what I'm saying? This is what it looks like, people. This is what normalization looks and sounds like, folks. This is
Exactly.
it right here. Okay, now marketing. You're the guy. You handle the collabs, the brands, the content. You're doing a variety of things. I don't know what all it is because people would usually do 50 things in cannabis. No team ever has all the different departments they're supposed to have in the
Yeah.
world of weed. And so for you guys, do you guys have something coming up? Because we're not going to necessarily be on a show next month or December together. We got some.
Yeah.
Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen. You and I haven't talked about it. So what do you guys have coming up for the big holiday season in the next 2 months
So
from now?
for the big holiday season, again, whether this is airing for before Thanksgiving or after, the big thing right now is, again, I think we're going to drill down into the community factor. We have a box, Toys for Tots. It's a Marine Reserve driven foundation to be able to, again, put toys in the hands of some children that may be a little bit lacking on the Christmas haul this year. So again, if there was anything that I wanted to highlight, was that we just want everybody in the community to be supportive of it. If you guys can drop by, we'll have some, again, nice gifts for you, nice discounts in store, to be able to entice you. But again, I think it's just to be able to help other people in the community is the big thing. So that's kind of being the big marketing push for us right now. We do have some turkeys also that are going to be given away to some customers. Yes.
Let's go.
Some birds. That's always nice. Again, we know that it's a tough time right now for a lot of people.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want you to miss out on the turkey because you decide to choose weed instead. Maybe you can have both. So, aside from that, we're, again, I think into the new year, we're pushing ahead with the second store opening at the end of the year.
Cool.
Really hoping that, cross my fingers, with regulation and inspections all being approved in December, being able to push forward with that. Again, they're kind of in the same county, so being able to serve communities on both ends of the county, that really helps us a lot, and know that, hey,
Yeah.
efforts are going to be unilateral on both fronts. So definitely keep an eye out. We do have a billboard coming up announcing those kind of stores openings coming up right away here. So
Cool.
yeah, no,
People are going to know. They're going to see you in 2 locations and they're going to be told about it before it happens. Sounds like my man, the marketing director here of TreeHaus, knows what he's doing. Setting the example. I just said I was posting on our Facebook here, making sure we got it on my personal page as well. You guys are truly setting the example, Jimmy. I don't know. There are lots of dispensaries that do things like this. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know if they've buttoned it all up as tightly as you guys have it over there. You know what I'm saying? I really genuinely mean that. I'm impressed, and I can't wait to get out there to Illinois and do another tour here over the next year or so, and especially consider you guys are going to have multiple locations, folks. Morris, Illinois, Morris Township. If you guys happen to be in that area, you got to pull up. Look up TreeHaus, TreeHausil.com. They have a dope blog with some really dope content on it. You guys can learn, you guys can discover, you can explore. I know that sounds corny. Shout out Cornfest. But it's real. This is an era and an age of cannabis exploration, of discovery, of research, of development. Now's the time for you guys to buy this weed, try all the things out, and take notes on what you like and how it feels, and start letting other people know the positive things that it can do on your life. And also, too, being honest with yourself about the negative things that cannabis can bring in your life, because it is different for everybody.
100%.
Dehydration is a real thing. That's a real negative of cannabis that you really can't stop. It's a part of it. But with the right education, the right products, the right microdosing,
Yes.
things can still work. I didn't need to smoke this whole joint. That's just what I do, And that's the core reality. I was high after the first or second hit. It tastes great. It's fire. But the reality is that I choose to medically consume, and I also do adult use rec as well. and knowing when and where and what of how that applies is important in people's lives. It's all about balance, like I was saying.
100%.
Jimmy, I want to get you out of here in a moment, but I got to shout out our sponsors first. Big shout out to Growise CPAs, our partners here for accounting and strategy for retailers and cannabis brands across the country. Folks, we need cannabis brands to have products safe, to have to have labs, to have testing. We need products, and we need people running their business compliantly and existing day over day, year after year. And to do that, it takes a team like Growise CPAs, and so we appreciate their support. Jimmy, for you, we've talked a lot about what you guys have coming up next in the last few minutes. For you, what are you excited about? What are you most stoked for? What is Jimmy pumped about in the future of TreeHaus?
Oh gosh, I think us being a little bit more, having a little bit spreading our wings, and it's being able to hit again. Hopefully, at the south end of the Illinois, they honestly don't get enough of love out there. Everybody
Yeah.
focuses on, Chicago, but I think there's a lot of character in the rural Illinois in general, and yeah, we were hoping to expand a little bit further out from here, and just that excitement alone, and being able to see new customer faces, that gets me going. And again, hopefully, partner up with other local businesses that have deep roots in the Illinois, whether that's pizza or beyond. If you guys,
What's the other collab, Jimmy? What's the dream Jimmy collab? That's what you just got me thinking about. That's what I was like itching to ask. What's the dream Jimmy collab?
dream collab would be to be honest, they're still our Chicago team, but I'm a basketball guy, so if we can do something with the Bulls.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's the dream collab. Now, part two on the same question. What's the local super dope collab?
Oh, jeez, there's so many.
Morris Township local, because you're gonna be on two parts of the area. So
Yeah.
what's the dopest collab that's like we're not manifesting it right now, but like what's that dope creative collab that maybe makes sense that's like, all right, this one could be sick. Yeah, I can see that maybe.
If we could do like an outdoor corn fest spin-off of the cannabis brands in Illinois, but bring in forests, because they don't really have anything out like that out there. And I honestly think there's enough of a buzz that can be drawn from it, again, from different surrounding townships and whatnot. And again, I think that's going to be the next opportunity for, if anybody's paying attention, to have some sort of like a consumption event, bring out all the brands. Not in the scale that we're talking about, Flower Expo. We'll start small, bring out the local guys, dozen brands out there. But I think, pairing up with something agricultural like Corn Fest was just such a good marriage of ideas. So again, whether that's us bringing that idea together, or planting to see it in somebody else through this conversation, somebody sees us out there, I'd love to be a part of it with TreeHaus.
Let's go, man. Community coming together. If you guys are open to collaboration, if you want to grow your presence in the Morris community, you want to get involved with something crazy and corny like Corn Fest, where was it hundreds or was there thousands of people, Jimmy? Thousands of people, folks. This is a great opportunity for you guys to connect and build. And I think ultimately when we think about customer acquisition, which to dumb it down or make it layman's terms for all of us small business owners out here, because I just figured what this out was a couple of years ago, you got to figure out ways to get in front of people for cheap, for affordable, and it's got to be the right groups of people. It's got to be the right age or the right proper demographic. To do that usually is expensive. And so if you guys can get involved in your local community events and things can line up, I highly recommend you take advantage of that. And it's also going to be fulfilling. I think that's something that's really important as well, as doing things that feel good, right? And for the right reasons.
100%. And seeing your customers there, right? That's going to be, again, they're going to wonder where you're going to be next. So,
yo, Jimmy, it's good to see you, man. I can't believe you guys are out here. This is crazy corny. We're here right now. Look at the corner. We're all corny there. This is crazy. I love it, dude. I grew up in Indiana. Don't forget, I actually genuinely appreciate this, because my entire life, Jimmy, I've never gotten to experience the corniness of going to Corn Fest. I've been in Seattle since I was in 5th grade, LA for 7 years. Even now, like going to LA for like a pumpkin patch, that's lame. It's not like being out in the country. You know what I mean? And so I can really genuinely appreciate, I can close my eyes and picture my own version of what that even looks like. You know what I mean?
And so, we got to have you out here next year then.
One day I got to make it to Corn Fest, folks. TreeHaus Dispensary, Morris, Illinois, Morris Township. Make sure you all tap in, reach out, TreeHaus IL TreeHaus.com. Place your orders, look up the blog, read about their products, buy something, schedule your pickup order. Just get it going, folks. And we appreciate y'all hanging out and watching the show and learning with us today. Jimmy, it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate you as well.
Likewise, man. Always a pleasure.
Everybody, be sure to like, follow, subscribe. I love you guys, and we'll see you on the next episode. Big shout out to Growise CPAs.